connect at the moment. Hold on, let me make sure. What's going on? What's going on? Are we on? Are we live? Y'all let me know if we live, man. Hit the like button if we live. They told me unable to connect. Welcome to live. Remember to guard. Okay. Are we live? Y'all let me know if we live, man. I got some good information for y'all if we live. I don't want to drop it if we ain't live and then just waste the time. I don't got nothing. I don't see nobody commenting. I don't see nothing. Okay, all right. We got somebody in here. We got somebody. We got some contact. We got one person in. So that means we got some contact. Okay, so look, let's get to it, y'all. So we all know Colorado has their new defensive coordinator, right? And a lot of people was disappointed. A lot of people. Okay, y'all here. Let me see. I'll make sure everybody live and direct. Make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, all right, y'all. I see y'all rocking with me. Let's go. Okay, so I got a few calls yesterday. People mad, like some people mad about the hire, right? So I'm just like, well, look, y'all, we got an NFL guy. He promised us he was gonna get an NFL guy. Why that's important is because when you have connections with the NFL, when recruits, top recruits, not just any recruits, I'm talking about the top recruits in the nation, they want to know, can you pick up the phone and call somebody? Do you have relationships with people that can get them a chance? Like if they don't get drafted high, say if a guy messes up, say if a guy has a situation where he has a DUI or something like that, right? He was a All-American at the school, but he got a DUI, got into a wreck, hit and run or something like that. Now nobody don't want to draft him. Your coach can call somebody and say, look, it's a good kid. He had a mistake. He had just won this award. He was out partying with his friends. He tried to make it home. He thought he could make it home. He's never done nothing like this ever before in his life. Now, if he got relationships with people, some people say, you know what? He told me this. I believe him. We're going to take a chance on this guy. When you have a relationship, sometimes, it could be something simple. It could be a guy that's undersized. It could be a guy that had a situation where, I don't know, it's something on the sideline with another player where they about to argue or whatever. They can say, oh man, he's just a real intense guy. I'm telling you, he's just an intense guy. That all that energy you see on the sideline, he uses that to power up, to be the best player he can be. Take a chance on this guy, you won't regret it. Like when coaches that have credibility say stuff like that to other coaches that he's coached with, and he's been on that coaching tree, they'll take a chance on a guy. So that's why Coach Prime want to have a guy that's coming from the NFL. So now, okay, Coach Prime got some connections, but his connections are getting old. He's been out of the league for a while. This guy has been dealing with the league for the last 9 years. You know how many coaches he's came in contact with in the last 9 years? Coaches go in and out every year. Y'all, you see what's going on with Colorado. Look how many coaches we done had come in and out the past year. So you build relationships with people. Now the other thing I like about him, and I'm gonna play y'all a clip. When he was on a media show, the First Star Media Group. That's a YouTube channel out of Cincinnati, right? And I'm gonna play a clip for y'all can see his mindset. And I went digging, like I didn't know this guy, so I went digging, looking, trying to find what I can find about him. And he said some things in this interview that made me say, aha, I see why Coach Prime want him. Aha, this is the kind of guy you want to help raise young men, especially the elite of the elite young men, right? We're at Colorado, we're not just trying to have a decent football team. We're trying to have the elite. We're trying to have what Miami had back in the day, what Georgia has right now, what Alabama had for the last decade, what USC had back in the day. Like Colorado is trying to be the elite of the elite right now, right? That's what we're pushing for. So I'm not gonna act like I wasn't kind of disappointed that he didn't bring in a Ray Lewis or Ed Reed or something like that. But to be honest, y'all, they haven't put in the work. And Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and all of them, they know how crucial it is put in the work. If you're not prepared to do something, a lot of times you're not going to succeed, right? So, my man Robert has been putting in work for the last like over a decade. Him and Coach Prime been coaching like the same time. And I know some people say, "Oh, Ed Reed, he coached at the All-Star. What's the All-Star game? I forget. Under Armour All-Star game. He did some of that, the All-American game, whatever. That's not the same as coaching when you going doing high school visits. Like he did some of this when he coached college ball. He coached college ball too. So he said he was gone for 6 months traveling on the road recruiting kids. So he's done that before. He know what goes into that, right? He knows how that is when you can't go home and you can't see your kids. Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, they've been having a nice life. They are retired millionaire lifestyle. They can kind of do whatever they want to do. So when you got to put everything on hold and you got to be up under Coach Prime and you got to be held accountable to Coach Prime, you got to answer to him. And now you got to be out here getting all these no's from all these kids. You know how many times Ray Lewis really received no's now? He don't really receive no's. It's a lot of people just kissing his butt. I'm not saying he can't adapt and change and understand the nuances of coaching. He just hasn't done it. And right now, Coach Prime trying to win right now, he don't really have a big window to try to mold guys when they need to already be working on their own, like, their own resume. Like, Ray Lewis said he wanted to coach. It's a lot of places Ray Lewis could have won and coached last year if he really wanted to coach. I think Ed Reed, if he really wanted to coach, he could have went to a lot of other places. They want certain jobs, and when you're trying to be real finicky about it, sometimes it's not gonna work. All right, so let me play y'all what I heard my man say when I was like, "Oh wow, we got somebody." Now I hope y'all can hear this. If y'all can't hear it, I will repeat what he said. This is like a minute clip.
You lose your two starting.
So he lost his two starting.
He's the killer bees.
His two
Bates
starting
and Bell.
safeties.
I mean, it's got to be a cocktail of emotions. You know, you got to be obviously disappointed that you lose both of them, but happy for them and happy that you were part of what they're, cashing in on now, I guess, in terms of developing them as players. It's got to be a weird dynamic for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's, that's this league.
Can y'all hear that?
You've lived it. And you've been around it a bunch. It's bittersweet is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I've known these guys for a long time. I met Jess when he was 20 years old in Winston-Salem, took him to lunch, had a little pro day. And just to watch him grow has been so much fun. And then Vaughn came in at a crucial time for us. I mean, candidly, kind of righted the ship and has worn a C on his chest the whole time. So it's always hard to see him leave. The other side of it is your job, in my opinion, as a position coach, is to put these guys in positions to be successful, so they can make $1 billion and have generational wealth and not have to worry about anything. So it's a tough day. Obviously, the personal side, this is a people business. I think that gets lost a lot too much. I'm around these guys more than I'm around my kids during the season, and I love them like brothers. I tell them all the time, they've done more for me in my career and personally as well than I've probably ever done for them. So I'm forever indebted, forever grateful for all they've done for me, for what they did in this city, this organization. But it's a new day for them, so it's exciting. But again, it is bittersweet to see them leave. Had some great conversations with them. We'll continue to do that. Obviously, I'm there for them, to lean on them. It's never easy to go to a new city with a new coach and, hey, where do I park? Where do I go?
Look, man. It was so much in that right there, y'all. Y'all got to understand what he said. My man was like, it's bittersweet seeing them go. But he wants them, it's just the same thing Coach Prime is saying. He wants them to elevate. He said, I want them to go make $1 billion, create generational wealth. He's not trying to hold them back. He's not trying to say, well, look, stay here another year. I'm trying to get you a better deal here if you stay with me. So he said, look, they've done more for me than I've done for them, because he understands by them playing well, it helps me look better. It helps my coaching resume. He was like, these guys, I spent more time with these guys than I did with my kids. That's showing y'all the dedication that he has to the game, right? And he was like, I'm still going to stay in contact with them. They're going to new cities, Weather Park, all this kind of. I just heard Monique talking about that on her special when she got her special on the Monique show. I think the Parkers or whatever. She was like, she didn't know she had a parking space. She was parking outside the fence, and the little guy riding around on a golf cart, he had to kind of show her, like the security guy had to show her where her parking spot was. So a lot of these people, when you go to a different place, a different organization, a lot of people don't really walk you through stuff. It's always good to have somebody you can call and they can say, hey, I'll make a call for you, or this should be like this should go like that. He's been doing this for like a decade. So some of these kids are young. Some of these kids, he started working with them when they was like 20, 21. They still young men, right? So now he's in his 30s now. He can kind of talk them and walk them through it. I don't care how big and how strong guys are, they still need help. And he understands this. And what I liked about it is he understands his job. If you see the on the thumbnail, I got this from my man First Star Media Group. He was like, his job is to develop the team. Like, he's trying to develop players. That's his mentality. He wants to have a guy and say, okay, you're good at this, you're good at that, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. Boom, boom, boom. He's trying to develop a team. So he's gonna work with the safeties. I bet he's gonna work with the corners. I bet if you see a linebacker doing something wrong, I bet it's just probably programmed in him to kind of, hey, we got to make sure these guys are reaching their top, you know what I'm saying, productivity, they top ability. And when I heard him talking like this, I'm like, In college, that's what you want. You want a guy that can identify. Oh yeah, and he was a scout for a while too, right? On the for the Bengals. So he can identify talent. He can identify raw talent. So it's not about 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars. It's about, can you do this? It's certain things you can look at on tape that you can know, like how fast a kid is running in game speed. Like one coach at App State, he taught us this about he was showing us Randy Moss running, and he was showing us between every step Randy Moss took how many yards he covered. He was like, this guy is covering like 3 yards every step. Most guys cover like 2.5 yards. So he's moving faster than most guys because he's covering more ground between every step, right? Some coaches know their own little small nuances, so I don't even have to go look at his 40 time to know how fast he's running. I can just look at the tape and see how fast this guy's running, right? It's some things guys learn over years, how to spot talent, how to spot diamonds in the rough. And once I get them on my team, how to develop them and reach them and help them go to their highest their highest level. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. So I'm gonna back it up a little bit and see what y'all talking about. So when I heard this, I was like, okay, he wants to help develop guys. He wants them to make money. That's how Coach Prime is. He wants them to make money. It's some coaches like Dabo. He don't want guys to make money for real. And if you notice that Dabo's recruiting is starting to go down because he don't want to pay guys. He want to get paid, but he don't want to pay the players. And that's starting to happen. And I talked to a guy the other day, and he said this. He said, okay, Coach Prime he said he didn't want to coach pros because a lot of the players are making more money than the coaches. And once players get paid, they don't want to listen anymore, right? And he said, well, that's about to happen in college. What is he going to do once it start happening in college? And I'm like, I think it's what's going on right now. Some of the top big guys, Coach Prime ain't going after them because they going after the money. Coach Prime's like, look, you come here, we're going to work with you, we're going to try to get you an NIL deal. So now they appreciate it, and when you get a deal, most times you working and they're seeing ways they can market you. So I think some of these kids might be grateful and they know, okay, the job is not done yet. Oh yeah, I got an NIL deal, but I want an NFL contract. So I think that's how Coach Prime is gonna cope with college players getting paid and not losing respect from the college players. But all right, let me read some of y'all comments. Okay, Carl reads are the boys who cried wolf out here selling snake oil. What was Neely and Carl Reeves doing? Like, what you mean they crying wolf? I'm not gonna say it's a big splash, but I think it gets the job done. Like, if you really know football, it gets the job done. The reason why I'm not gonna say it's a big splash is because nobody really don't know his name. But from his body of work and how he speaks, I think he really cares about players. And from what I see about Coach Prime, he cares about. I think Coach Prime care about players that want to do it the right way, or you fit what he got going on. If you don't fit what he got going on, he don't got time. He don't have time to be just trying to be buddy with somebody that he know y'all ain't gonna really help each other down the line. Oh yeah, and he's from the Zimmer tree, so Coach Prime kind of knows a little bit more about his history because what Zimmer told him. Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that. I see you, Hampton. Oh, I didn't know they was posting it on their social media about our minds was gonna be blown. I didn't know that. I follow some people on. I don't follow everybody. If I see their stuff, I'll look at it. But like I don't want to. I try to have my own mind with a lot of this stuff, so I don't get polluted with everybody else's opinion. So sometimes I try to have my own opinion. A lot of times I think outside the box, and a lot of times I'm close to the mark. I had a call, y'all. Yeah, at the end of the season, there was going to be a lot of coaches changing, and that's on college, NFL. But the big thing Coach Prime was trying to do is bring in a guy that wants to develop players. And this is the thing about college football. Yeah, you got some coaches that can really scheme up stuff. But a lot of coaches that can really scheme up stuff, they get plucked and get pulled into the NFL. I want y'all to understand that. Because y'all saw when Coach Saban went to the NFL, what he was doing didn't work in the NFL. When what's my man name? What's my man name for Ohio? And he coached at Florida. Yeah, I know who I'm talking about, the coach, Urban Meyer. When he went to the NFL, his stuff didn't work, right? So the NFL has the masterminds when it comes to scheming up stuff and knowing the nuances of X's and O's. But in college, most times the teams with the most talent wins. Most times, or not all the time, teams with the most talent wins. Last year was a good combination. When Michigan won, it was a combination of talent and X's and O's. Because Michigan didn't have the most talent. But I said, looking at their offensive line, that was one of the best executed blocking offensive line I ever seen in my life, as far as just paying attention to and watching them on the college level. And they won the championship. So you got to have guys on your staff that can develop your team, develop your players. They can identify players, like who really has talent and who. Sometimes some guys go to, like I wasn't sold on Aaron Butler. I think he's a good talent, but everybody was saying he's gonna be like Travis Hunter or better. I was like, I can't really say that because he's playing at these private schools. I can't really see that. When I watched Travis Hunter play, I was like, oh yeah, Travis Hunter is that dude. And I want y'all to remember, I am the guy. I am the guy. I'm trying to find this video when Travis Hunter, he had a highlight tape. He was committed to Florida State or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And people started chirping like he might flip or whatever. It'd be crazy if Deion Sanders get him or whatever. I went and wrote on his post. I was like, on his highlight tape, I was like, look, man, let's shock the world. Go to Jackson. Let's shock the world. I believe and all that kind of stuff. And so this was like a month before he went to Jackson. And so I was just trying to, it just made sense to me that he was going to go to Jackson. It just made too much sense to me. So let me jump back in the comments. Yeah, outside of 3-star linebacker that we signed, I'm going to do a video about him. I just didn't have time to jump into that. I didn't have time to look him up and really dig deep before I try to do my homework before I make a video. I don't see my man say OMG. It kills me when people. You saying OMG, if you don't know a person, like that don't even make sense what you're saying. You say it kills you if a person, if I don't know a person or if people don't know a person, he can't be great. Well, if we don't know they're great, how are we going to believe they're great? We're not going to believe they're great until we see some kind of something that they've done to be great. Like if you was to walk into Floyd Mayweather in a bar somewhere and you didn't know he was Floyd Mayweather, you wouldn't say, oh, that man is great. You just like, oh, this little dude bumped into me. I don't know who that little dude is. Like, people got to see something to get an opinion of if somebody's great or not. So, I understand why some people are mad. Some people want the big name, and he's not a big name. But another thing I like about it, too, he got a beard. When guys have beards, sometimes they more honest. I don't know, it's just something about that. When a guy has a beard, they tell the truth sometimes. But it's not a knock on him. It's just if people don't know him, if you don't know him, you don't know how to gauge it. You don't know how to say how good or how bad he is. Some people just fixated on the big names, and since we didn't get the big names, they mad. I heard a lot of people mad right now. Now, when you say drink the Kool-Aid, what Kool-Aid are we drinking? If this guy, he took some safeties and now they both going free agency, they getting like, they left, they getting like going on because they exceeded their contracts, that means he's developing players. And if he can develop NFL players, more than likely he can develop college players. Yeah, he does. He does have a nice resume. I like to hire too. I think he's gonna do real good. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Some players and parents feel more comfortable when the Caucasian man is walking into their house. I don't know why in the black community we do this. But sometimes we feel more comfortable when it's a clean-cut Caucasian man walking into the house. It's like, oh, yeah, he's going to do the right thing. So I think Deion trying to play both sides, man. Deion trying to play both sides. He got his pool, and then somebody else has their pool. So whichever one works, that's who we going to send to do the negotiations. I think Coach Prime thought about a lot of this stuff, man, and he's trying to put himself in the best position to attract any kind of player he wants to try to land. Like I heard somebody say, man, they try to turn Colorado into an HBCU. Some parents don't. I got a friend that got a kid that might can go anywhere in the country, and he was like, I don't know if I'll let my son go play for Colorado. I'm like, why? I don't know, man. Just I don't know. I'm like, why? I know why, but he won't say why. Well, it's just like, don't trust the leadership of a black man. And he a black man. So it's crazy sometimes. But he'll say more stuff like, I don't think he's gonna be there that long. And that's concerning. Me and DJ Promo, we had to talk the other day. He was just like, I told you. And y'all, I think DJ Promo running for me, y'all. I think DJ Promo running from, because we be having our little back and forth debates. And we have friendly debates. But I think DJ Promo, shots fired, DJ Promo. But we were talking about the house, the big $8 million house. The house was listed on I think Zillow for like $6.7 million. But they were trying to bump it up and sell it for Coach Prime for $8 million. So they already trying to get him for $1.3 million. But Coach Prime was just like, I appreciate the gesture, but nah. So again, no long-term roots. No long-term roots. So that's part of the reason my homeboy saying that he don't think Coach Prime gonna be there that long. And he was the one that brought up the situation about if these college players are getting paid, and Coach Prime said he don't want to coach guys that's getting paid, he might well just go ahead and go to the NFL because it's gonna be the same thing. And he might well just go ahead and go to Sun. So I'm just like, so he keep pushing that narrative. So if he's pushing that narrative, other parents are saying the same thing. That's why I listen to it, and I don't just shut them down. I listen to it because, okay, we got different kind of opinions out here. So this is the opinion you have. You have a son. So your opinion actually counts. His son is finna be one of the top players in the state of Georgia. So what you're thinking actually matters more than me. I don't have a son that can go to Colorado. You do. So, and these are the people that Coach Prime got to win over. So with that being said, when Robert Livingston walk into the living room and talk, they might feel more comfortable with Robert walking into the living room than Coach Prime calling them on the phone. Some parents feel like that's disrespectful. Oh, you won't even come see me? So, look, I'm just letting you know, man. I'm just talking, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know what's the word on the street is, what's on the backside. You know, some people say, and I appreciate the people that hit the like button. I appreciate y'all. Some people are all in with Coach Prime. Some people want him to fail, man. I mean, it's people on both sides that want him to fail. So I like to look at it from both angles. What's going on, Carter? What's happening, Jack? Hey, you know I always got to be a little messy. Just a little messy. But do we have any other Colorado news? Let me see. Do we have any other Colorado news? I think that's all I want to talk about, y'all. I'm about to jump on my Trucker Mogul channel and talk about this Monique and Shannon Sharp interview yesterday that's going viral right now. So that was pretty fun. So that's the talk right now. But yeah, that's what I had, y'all. I think we got a good coach. I think he's gonna do a lot of good things for Colorado and especially the players. I think he really cares about the players, and that's what Coach Prime wants. You see how he hugs his players, even players is on other teams. He take a moment when they hurt, he go out there and talk to them, pray over them. So I think that's big for Coach Prime. He always try to make sure the players are taken care of. And this guy, Robert Livingston, he fits the bill. So that's what I got. Let me make sure I'm get these last questions out. Oh, I really don't know what defense he's gonna run. I think from what I see with this guy, he's an open-minded guy, and if like defenses are interchangeable, it depends on your personnel. So if you got a lot of linebackers on your team that can play at a high level, or you got a lot of safeties on your team that can play at a high level, you want to put them on the field. If you got a dominant defensive line, you want to put more defensive linemen on the field. So I think he's gonna look at and see what he has, and for sure they're gonna run some of the stuff they ran in Cincinnati, some stuff that worked in Cincinnati. But a good coach, if you look at Coach Saban, when he had a lot of good safeties on his team, he ran a lot of nickel and dime. When he had a lot of dominant linebackers on his team, he ran like a lot of kind of like 3-4 kind of stuff or 5-2 kind of stuff. But his outside ends was kind of like stand-up linebackers. And when he had a lot of dominant defense linemen, he ran a lot of that 4-3. So it just depends on what you have. That's the sign of a good coach. You use what you have. But we will see what he runs. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe, man. I'm going to the Trucker Channel right now. If y'all want to come over there, man, I'm jumping in over there. All right, one last question before I get off. Oh, he worked with Pac-Man Jones? I didn't know he worked with Pac-Man Jones. That's something big right there. Yeah, if he got Pac-Man Jones back on track, and you know Pac-Man Jones, he talked about Dion one time with Pac-Man Jones, and he started crying. Like how Dion actually like took him in and watched out for him and kind of taught him the rights from the wrongs. So I think it's all love, man. I think Coach Prime is really trying to build a house of love over here in Colorado. A house of love that's gonna kick ass on Saturdays. That's what I think. Yeah, I remember him playing with Cincinnati. I remember that's when Steve Smith stiffed on him and suplexed him. I remember that. Well, look, y'all. I hear you. I hear you, Hampton. And I think Coach Prime gonna shock the world this time because I think he got a way better team. But hey, y'all, I'm out. Y'all got to jump on my other channel.